going
This
to
conference will now be recorded.
warehouse management. Okay. So see your warehouse management. I hope you are now able to see the screen. Yes. Okay. So the warehouse management is a particular topic where uh, multiple operations we have to perform. Okay. In these operations are integrated with the multiple modules. Okay, so we have purchase orders, we have sales order, okay, we have manufacturing, we have transfer order. So everywhere your warehouse module is going to be involved. Okay, so this screenshot is there. A typical warehouse looks like this. Okay, there are few trucks which are lined for uh, uh, they are coming from the vendors. Okay, vendor has sent them some items, and these items needs to be dropped off to the warehouse location. And once the sales order will comes up, so once this is dropped from here, these are kept in these, you can say these are the uh, or the picking zone. Okay, so multiple zones are there. Then over here you will see these zones are from the zones, they are being collected to a particular location. Okay, and from the location they are being uh, they are being sent to the inside the warehouse where you have bins and multiple astles are there. Okay, so all these things from the setup wise we will see today the setup, and tomorrow we are going to we are going to see the typical operations involved in it. Okay, so we will see it from scratch, and we are also going to see how we can enable the warehouse operations. Okay, so typically have a notebook with you, note down the points which I am telling you from the setup point of view. Okay, so give me a moment, we will start. 1 second. Hmm. Okay, so in the advanced warehousing concept, with see we have already seen the basic warehouse management, where the basic in the basic warehouse management, if I come over here, just a minute. Hmm. Warehouse management for D365 FO. Okay, so in this we are going to work on today. We will be seeing these things. Okay, so when compared with the advanced means the basic warehouse, what does the basic warehouse comes compare consist of? Okay, so this basic warehouse consists of only site and site and warehouse. Okay, so if you go over here and you see in the inventory management, you see in the setup and the dimensions. Okay, not this dimensions, inventory, warehouses. Where is the warehouse? 1 second. Setup, or it is in the warehouse management, and in the warehouse management we have warehouses. Yes, this is the one. So this is the warehouse. Okay, we have already configured it, and firstly at the broader level we have one site will have multiple warehouses. Okay, so what we can see over here is, if I go to, yeah, so the typical structure architecture of our D365 is there can be one site. Okay, within one site there can be warehouses, one warehouse 2, and number of warehouses can be there. Okay, so this is the typical structure. Okay, and then within the site and warehouse is mandatory, so these two comes under the basic warehouse management, which I have wrote it down over here. Okay, then there is the advanced warehousing. What does the advanced warehousing consist of? Before going into the advanced warehousing process, we will see what typical behavior we will see when the advanced warehousing concept is enabled. Okay, so site and warehouse, if you come over here and if you run the inventory report, Inventory management. Inside the inventory management, you go to the inquiries and reports and the on hand list. Okay, so meanwhile it gets opened, let me go through it. Okay, so in the advanced warehousing concept, if you enable these two only, what will happen? If you enable these two only, your whenever you create a purchase order or you create a sales order, okay, or you create a transfer order or you create a manufacturing order, okay, so in all these four, if you are taking the item which has only the site and warehouse enabled, so you will see your inventory from the perspective of your site, okay, at a particular site. Let's say item A is there, what is the quantity of it and where it is present at which site and which warehouse. Okay, once you enable the advanced warehousing concept, then three major things comes up. This is the difference between the advanced warehousing and the and your basic warehousing. Okay, so what are these three things? So site will be there, warehouse will be there, then there will be your license, your location, and your inventory status. So these five dimensions gets enabled. Okay, so let's see these three. These two are the basic one, these two are the basic. This will be automatically coming to you when you enable when you create an item, because these are the mandatory things: storage dimension and the site and warehouse, which comes under the tracking dimension. Okay, then if you enable the advanced warehousing concept, these three things will come up. Okay, so let's see where these are defined. Okay, if you go over here, it is actually asking for the USMF entity. If I apply it, so everything will come up over here. So in the site, you see there is a warehousing tab. Warehouse option is there. Okay, in the warehouse, what this is the use warehouse management process. This is the first boolean. Okay, which needs to be enabled for creating for using the advanced warehousing concept. Okay, so what we will do over here, and once you create a warehouse and the transactions are done, you cannot change it. Okay, if I added it also, you cannot change it. That means you have to create at the first level only. Okay, at the first level only means when you are creating a new warehouse. So let's create a new warehouse which contains the advanced warehousing. Okay, so I will create 11 is there, so I will create 10 and I will give it the ADV advance ADVW. Okay, so warehouse 10 and which has a advanced warehouse. Okay, so and over here you will connect it with a site. So let's say it is connected with site 1, there is no problem, but at this time only you can enable the advanced warehousing concept. So this boolean is required, okay, for the advanced warehousing. Now coming to the site. Okay, site is already there. So at the site level, there is no such boolean or nothing like that is there. Okay. So at the site level, if you see, it is a simple hierarchy based. Okay. So everything is there. Now it will show the advanced warehousing concept also, means the hierarchy will be there, but at the site level, there is no such criteria of the advanced warehousing. Okay. So this is done. Once to utilize the advanced warehousing, you have to enable this boolean. Okay, secondly, after the warehousing part, see, uh, these are the items in the USMF entity. Okay, and if I click on the dimensions concept, I will add these five dimensions. So I was talking about these three: location, license plate, and inventory status. Okay, so these three will be enabled, okay, under the storage dimension if you are using the advanced warehousing concept. So if I add it, you see that okay, this is the location number 24, means warehouse number 24. Okay, in the warehouse number 24, you have location also, you have inventory status available, and the license plate also is enabled. So these three new dimensions will be added once you are enabling the advanced warehousing. Okay, so now let's go to our storage dimension. So for the storage dimension, we will go to the where we will go. We will go to the general ledger. Sorry, not the general ledger module. Under the warehouse management, we have a warehouse storage dimensions. So let me collapse all setup. There's the dimensions. Not here. Then either it is in the inventory management, collapse all setup, dimensions, and over here under the dimensions, inventory storage dimension. Where is the storage dimension? It is not here. Warehouse monitoring. Where it went? Location direct to code. So all these setups needs to be done. We will see. We will firstly do in your USMF entity. Then we will do it in the fresh environment also. Okay. So well, warehouse man setup inventory. I'm looking for warehouse. It is there. Locations is there. Storage dimension. Let me check over here. Storage. Hmm. Storage dimensions is under the product. Okay. So it is under inventory product information, inventory management. Okay. So inventory management. Let's go to inventory management setup, and then over here we need to go to mm, inventory management setup dimensions and variants. Where is the dimensions and variants setup? Why it is not showing over here? Dimensions and variants. Inventory. Where is the physical inventory status? Storage dimensions group. Under the setup dimensions and variants group. Dimensions and variants group. Let's click over here only. Let's see. Hmm. So storage dimension group is there. Okay. Normally we should see over here also dimensions and variants group. Yeah, sorry that I was not able to view it. It is a dimensions and variants group, and then the storage dimension group if you are able, that it is enabled. Okay. We will create a new storage dimension group. If you see over here warehouse management process, so these three needs to be enabled. Normally when you have created a new item, we have only seen this site and warehouse concept, because this is a, you can say, a mandatory concept. Okay, you can only enable the site also. At that point also the warehouse will come automatically for you if you are taking the site and warehouse. And over here one storage dimensions automatically created for you by the system is your where. Okay, whenever you want to purchase an item, and in the warehouse concept, in the warehouse management, the client is also asking for advanced warehousing. Means you need to decide at your end. Okay, when you are going as a functional consultant, the site and warehouse come will come automatically. But within warehouse, if the warehouse is big and you suggest them that okay, location should be enabled, inventory status should be enabled, license plate should be enabled, so in that case you have to provide them that okay, you need the advanced warehousing concept also. I will create a one more ADV warehouse. Okay, so this is the advanced warehouse manage advanced warehouse. Okay, whenever this particular storage dimension is enabled, so what I want is, this is the boolean. Okay, two boolean I have shown you, one at the warehouse level. If you go over here, use warehouse management process, and second one at the storage level also. If you take it and if you save it, system will automatically pick this up. Okay, and warehouse specific setup, if you want to make this warehouse specific setup to be mandatory, then you can mark this also as a true. Okay, it is, we will come back on it later and I will show you in the in the exact, once we will do the configuration, at that time I will show you. Okay, so these two things we have now done. Storage dimension group, so these five will be enabled. So this is a blank receipt. At the blank receipt, license plate is enabled or not. Blank issue, license plate is enabled or not. Physical inventory, this is enabled or not. Okay, so these are the few things which you have to create. Okay, so these two things, one is your warehouse management should be enabled with warehouse management process. Secondly, the storage, at the storage dimension level, these should be tick marked. Okay, now where these two configurations is defined on the item level. So if you go to the item level over here, if I click on the product information management, and you go to the release products. Hmm. Now you go to, you open any item first. Okay, you open A001 is the advanced warehousing one. So if you open it, you will see in the general tab there is a storage dimension group where the where is enabled. Okay, so if you go to the storage dimension group, where I told you, right? So that's why when I have enabled, click on the on hand inventory, it is showing at the inventory status, license plate, and the location also. So these five are the dimensions related to your advanced warehousing concept. Okay, so whenever the item comes to your system in D365, you have a site, you have a warehouse, you have a location status. Okay, site and warehouse will be mandatory. Okay, and location will be enabled, location and status license will be enabled when you enable the advanced warehousing concept. These are defined in the storage dimension group, and in the tracking dimension group, you obviously you will define the serial number, the batch number, if you would want it. Okay, so these two things are done. Now what we will do, we will create an item with these two things. Okay, so I will click on the new button, and over here, let's say for example, I want to create an item. Let's say iPhone 50. Okay, or let's say my company started with iPhone 16 Pro, and over here, this is the product number actually. So iPhone 001. Over here, I will give the product name iPhone Pro 16 Pro. Okay, search name will come automatically. We will give the item product number as IE, or electronics. Let's say it is under the electronics, so ELC 001. Okay, so this is the product number, this is a name, and then we have to define the item model group. Is it a FIFO? Is it a LIFO? Is it a moving average? So let's say the price doesn't fluctuates, and there is a no such expiry date also. So we will keep it in the moving average. Then there is the item group. So item group, let's say it is electronics. So we will go with the mm, TV and videos. No electronic items is there. So let's say it is under the TV and video products. Okay. Now storage dimension group, we will give the storage dimension group as the advanced warehousing. So this is the advanced warehouse which we have created. Then the storage dimension group, but how we want to track it. Okay, so at the tracking level, if you see, if we go to the tracking dimension group, I will show you the tracking dimension group also. Just so at the tracking dimension group, you have a how you want to track it. Okay, so let's create one more over here, and where if we want to advance warehouse, advanced warehouse tracking, advanced warehouse tracking, and you will save it. Okay, so now it is, you can track it based on the batch number, based on the serial number, and based on the owner. Okay, serial number I have already told you. Okay, and the batch number also I will told you. The only thing we are adding over here is the owner. Okay, so save it, and once we go over here, we will go with the advanced warehouse tracking. Okay, now the inventory purchase unit automatically has taken up, sales and the vendor information if you want to give, You can give the vendor information also from where you are going to purchase it. Okay, let's go to the, if there is any sales price, so everything is in USD. So let's say the purchase price is 1000 USD, the sales price is 1200 or let's say 1400 USD, and the inventory price, the cost of inventory price is also same, 1400, and I will click on the OK button. In this way, items are enabled can only have dimensions set up. Items enabled for advanced verification can only have dimensions set up as physical inventory. Okay, so it is asking for the physical inventory. So let's go over here. It is the physical inventory setup where it is. It is can only have dimensions set up as physical inventory. It is actually asking for the reservation. Reservation you also you need to define. Let me give the reservation once. Show the reservation group. See, the reservation is nothing but you go for a train ticket booking. Okay, what you do in the train ticket booking? In the train ticket booking, you are going to book a particular seat in your name for a particular duration. Okay. Similarly, when you go for a item reservation, you say that okay, I am going to purchase it at this warehouse. Okay, the site and warehouse is defined. Then going further, you have these four things that comes up to you. Okay, what is the inventory status will be there, what is the location, what is the license plate, what is the batch number. So actually you have to define the reservation hierarchies also once you are enabling the advanced warehousing concept. This is nothing but how you want to, which is going to be reserved first, means the reservation will be basis on the inventory status, is it available or not available, then location. Or you can use the, means system has already given you few things. Okay, so allow reservation on demand order. Okay, so these booleans will help you out to reserve the purchase quantity, or while selling also the item will be reserved. Okay, for a particular duration of the time till the item is within your custody. Okay, so we will use the standard. You can create a new one also, but you see what is the difference between these six or seven options. So batch reservation hierarchy, that means batch is at the end. Okay, if you see the batch above, so batch above, batch below flexible. So batch is flexible and it is allowing. Okay, so default, by default the site will be there, warehouse will be there, inventory status, location, license plate will be there. So what are these things? These things, as I have marked it, when you enable the advanced warehousing management concept using the two booleans at the warehouse level and the storage dimension group level, where these new things are coming up, you can track your item basis on the mobile device support. Detailed tracking will be there. Flexible setup with location directory and work templates. We will define the work templates also. There is a picking waves, combine warehouse work for shipment. There is a flexible reservation also and packing. Okay, so these 7 8 things will come to you automatically when you are enabling the advanced warehousing concept. That's why we have to enable this while creating the item. Okay, so we were creating the item, where we were creating the item. So here, okay. So what I will do, I will take the maximum things over here. So I will take the batch reservation hierarchy. Okay. So using the batch reservation hierarchy, we are going to define it. Let me give the batch. The settings for reservation do not match settings for the dimensions that are assigned to the item. Make sure the inventory dimension for the reservation are physically tracked for the dimension group. Okay. Let me check what actually it is asking for. Hmm. It is asking the financial physical inventory. A select option indicates that the items that are assigned to the dimension group are tracked physically at this dimension level. Okay. So what we will do, we will, for purchase order, for sales order, we will not change anything over here. Let me check the settings for reservation hierarchy batch above. No. Yeah. Close it. We will go for the by the default option. If I go, the settings for the reservation hierarchy do not match the settings for the dimension group. Okay. One second, I think it is giving it to this thing. Let me tracking dimensions will be, let's say, batch and serial number. And over here, then if we go for the default option, no, let's close this one, none. And if we go for the default, no, let's see now. It is taking the default one. So what we will do, we cannot change the this thing, advanced warehousing, and try to save it. No, actually what it is saying, see, tracking dimension group, if I go over here now, tracking dimension group has batch number, serial number, and the owner number. Okay, the owner things are there. Three things are there over here. But if I go back and if I go to the reservation has no batch over here. Okay, so what we will do, if I take batch over here, so inventory status is there, location, license plate, batch number is there. Okay, so let me save it and go back and let's take the hmm, let's click on the OK button. It is asking that the items enabled for advanced warehousing can only have dimensions set up as physical inventory. Okay, so physical inventory, the batch reservation, let's say go with the batch above. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. The settings do not match the settings for the dimension groups that are assigned to the item. Make sure the inventory dimension for the reservation hierarchy are physically tracked for the dimension groups. Okay, fine. Let's divide it. And over here, let's click on the OK button. None. And over here, let's take the batch. Let's take let's close it. Let me check what they have taken in the A001 and where I am missing something. Okay, just a minute. Hmm. So this is the A001. They have taken the warehouse, the tracking dimension is none, and the reservation is default. Okay, so let's take it like this, default, and click on the OK button. So actually the tracking dimension and the reservation hierarchy should be matched. Okay, then only we will be able to create the new item. So now whenever you will try to create this, use this item for the any purchase order or for any sales order, this advanced warehousing will be required. Okay, so now let's go to the, now I will tell you one more thing, and this is the use of whenever you will try to create a advanced warehousing concept. Okay, so you have to enable this thing. See, uh, there is a mobile application is required. Okay, so the mobile application replica is given over here. If you go to this thing, you have to copy this because we don't have the mobile application either. You can, for the mobile application, you can download the app on the either on the Android app or on your okay, so firstly let me show you this thing and then I will USMF. This the same thing will be shown to you on your 1 minute. Control C V HTTPS F company. Hmm. So what it will do, it will ask you for the uh, login. Actually, there is a login required. So this is the user ID and this is the password required. So though this form is only intended for testing and not supported in the production scenarios. For the production scenarios, you have to enable your the app. Okay. okay, the mobile app, Android app. So these apps you can find over here also, the mobile app. If you come, you see, mm, let it be loading first. Yes. So there are few apps that are created, and over here you have expense management, my team, cost control, inventory on hand, expense management, reservation hierarchy, purchase order approval, sales order, asset management, vendor collaboration project. No. You need to create your new app. Mobile workspaces import or create. No. Okay, so there is a warehouse app actually. Okay, inventory. If you type in the type on Android, na, you will find out. Okay, now let me check for how we can log into this particular form. After the item is created, you have to log into this form for the receipt. Okay, if you are purchasing it, you have to receive it via this mobile application. Okay, so I will tell you where there is a worker. Okay, so for that you need to go to warehouse management. Under the warehouse management there is a worker. Where is the worker? Mobile device, warehouse field name, all the things you will control from here. Work no, load no, shipping, warehouse workers. Go to warehouse. Over here warehouse is there. Warehouse workers, warehouse workers, warehouse workers, uh, workers. Warehouse management setup, and then worker is there. Okay, so if you click over here, there are few workers. Okay, what we will do, we will create a new worker. Okay, and for each worker, if you select over here, you can allocate some work from here only. Okay, so what we will do, we will click on the new button, and we will give it the user ID. Let's say 101 is the user ID. Username is let's say worker wh worker 101 is assigned. Okay, default warehouse we have to give. So we have created one warehouse, advanced warehouse. And what is the menu? When he log in, what menu he will be enabled? So the main menu will come. Okay, you can control the menu also, I will tell you in the later. Okay, now I will save it, and packing ID, profile ID, that I will tell later. Okay, the password I am setting up 12345, and over here also 12345. Okay, and set the password. The password has been set. Now we will go over here. 101 is the user ID, and 12345 is the password we will try to log in. Once you log in, the worker is now can we will not save it. So these are the main menus. Okay, so main menu, the inbound process and the outbound process. For the inbound and outbound process, I will tell you over here. Just give me a moment. Where is that one? Yes, see. So over here, actually this is a total overall warehouse management process. Okay, so what you do over here is you go for the, either you do a purchase receipt, the production, the finished goods receipt, the transfer order, production, raw material, the sales shipment is there. Okay, so these three things comes under the outbound process, and these three things comes under the inbound process. Transfer order is considered as both. Transfer can come in or out also. Okay, for one warehouse it will be out, for another warehouse it will be in. So that's why it is considered both in the inbound and the outbound process. Okay, so the inbound, if you see the inbound consists of purchase. Okay, so if you go over here and you click on the inbound process, click on the inbound process. So see, these are the menus you are going to see. You want to purchase receive, you want to purchase put away, you have a transfer receive LP, RMA is used for the return order. Okay, RMA put away, driver check-in, if there is any driver check-in option is there, that you can check. Okay, so if you want to check in the driver, there is a git receive get receive. Okay, so the id, the driver check-in scan id, put the id and click on okay. This form is on okay, so let me give 1 2, click on okay, driver check-in. So the basis on your user option, the ID is disabled, so cancel it and it will come out. Okay, you want to receive something, you have to give the PO number, you have to give the quantity, you have to give the unit, and then click on the okay, the receiving will be done. Okay, similarly the out. Okay, so these are the few processes which are which you will see in your mobile application also if you enable the mobile app. Okay, and you can download the mobile app and you will be able to see. Meanwhile, for your information, you can copy paste this particular URL so that you will be able to track down the warehouse concept or open the warehouse management application on the on the UR browser level. Okay, so just you the browser URL will be same, but you have to mention the question mark, then F equals to WHS work execute and company equals to whatever in whichever company your worker exists. Okay, so you can copy paste it after your URL, and your warehouse app will be enabled at your in your ye- browser. Okay, so what I will do, I will go to the chat section and I will give you it. Please copy paste it, and after your URL just copy paste this one and you will be able to view your your mobile application over here. Okay, I will go back, and then once your worker is created, so we have seen today the worker concept also. Okay, and we have seen the how to enable the warehouse. We have seen how to create a warehouse item also. Okay, the advanced warehousing and what are the two booleans are required. Okay, so next thing we are going to do is our inventory status. So there is a storage dimension. Now we are going inside the system, and let me explain what we are going to do from here. Okay, so there are few setups required. Okay, so the core concepts required is this is the mobile application that I have shown you. There is a location directives we have to define. Then there is a work template and work. What is a work template and work, that I will tell you, and then we are going to proceed on it. Okay, so now location directives. What is the location directive? Let's go to the system and see what actually is the location directives. So if you come over here in the warehouse management, you will see there is a location option. Collapse all, setup, and over here inventory, no, warehouse location. I think location directives is they should be there. 1 minute. Hmm. So location directives it is there in the setup, but why I'm not able to view? Let me check. Setup location directive. The second option is there. Okay, so let's go to the location directives. I don't want to save the user ID password. So see, this is the location directive. Now, what is a location directive? Location directive is nothing but a priority given to your location. Means predefined work item, predefined locations you are going to define. Like let's see, for example, you are taking a warehouse. What I will do, I will go for the purchase order because I am going to show you on the purchase order level, and over here I will see there is no location directive defined. But if I go to the advanced warehousing of where is the on hand inventory, and I am here, and over here is 001, the warehouse is 24. So what I will do, I will go to the location directives and I will filter on the 24 over here. So 24, see on the 24 there is a location directives are given. Means you are directing that okay, if there is a quantity from 1 to triple double line, okay, of any unit, you are going to put okay, locate by item, applicable dimension code is exact match, scope is single item, and you are saying that okay, whenever this quantity comes up, fixed and non-fixed location, just this action you have to take. Okay, so what is the generic action you have to take? Okay, fixed and non-fixed location. Okay, now if you go for the purchase order, then on this location the sales order, the warehouse number 24, okay, for SO pick. So it will firstly 12999, it will pick restrict by unit. This select this option to allow you to specify the unit measure. After specifying the unit of measure, only those items with the specified unit of measure can be put in a specific location. To specify the unit of measure for restriction, click restrict by unit. Okay, so if you want to restrict it by unit, that okay, this whenever a pick is to be done, there is a restriction required, and basis on this restriction will be checked by the supervisor, and then system will allow you. Okay, so I will enable this warehouse selection option also. Okay, so these things, the directives you have to define. Okay, there is a second thing which I will tell you is the inventory status. Okay, so inventory status, the path is, now this is the first location directive we are going to create ours also. So don't worry if you are not understanding it, just be with me. First is the inventory status. Okay, so the inventory status can either be good, damaged, or used. Okay, so this inventory status where you have seen, if you go over here, this is the one of the dimensions, inventory status. Let's go to the inventory status now. Setup, and then inside the setup you have a inventory, you have a inventory status. So you have available blocking. So what we will do now, we are going to create it in our entity also. In your entity it was, I think we were working with T001. So firstly, we will see the warehouse management parameters in our new entity. If there is anything needed, we will add it over here. Okay. So the warehouse management parameters. So firstly, the warehouse GS1 company prefix. This is specific to the company. I believe this is a serial shipment container code. I need to check the number sequence is defined or not. Yes, the number sequence is defined for everything. We can now define our inventory status. So it's for the inventory status. So let's go for the inventory status. We will come to the specific when we are going to do the config purchase order, then we will come on it. Okay, so what we will do, we will create our inventory status also. So the inventory status, we will click on the, firstly we will take the system inbuilt, available, and blocking. So we will type the available, inventory status is available, control A, control V, and what is this? This is actually the inventory blocking if you want to. So in the blocking we will keep the blocking, and we will keep the, if you want to block it. Okay, let me check for the blocking. Yes, this is for if you want to block any purchase order, or if you want to block any item. Okay, from the dimension level, these two things are there. Okay, also I will add good, damaged, or used. Okay, so I will add the inventory status good, and I will use the damaged, and I will damaged, damaged. Okay, so good, damaged, and used. These are the three dimensions I'm going to type used. These dimensions will be utilized at the item level. Okay, so this checkbox blocking in the inventory status, whether the status blocks inventory or not. Okay, it means this is whenever you will apply this dimension at the item level, this will be blocked. Okay, this for at the warehousing level. Okay, so secondly, we have to do the some setups related to the warehouse related settings. Okay, so firstly, we have defined the inventory status. So we will write it over here. Firstly, we have to define the inventory status. Secondly, we have to define the location format. What is your location format? Now within warehouse there will be multiple where locations. Okay, so within warehouse, as I have shown you over here in the Mhm. though, so this is your truck location. Okay, after this truck location, this can be one location, this can be one location, this can be your one location, this is your one location, this is shipping location, and this is your location. Okay, so all these are multiple locations within the warehouse where the work is being done. Okay, so similarly you have to create for each location, you should have some formats for location format, so that we are going to define. So where is the location format defined? So location format is defined over here. If you go to locations, where is the location format? So setup, warehouse, and then you have a location format over here. Okay, so you have to define the location format as well. Let's see what they have defined. Okay, warehouse location formats. So see, these are the multiple locations over here. One is a user location where the users will come, okay, or where all the users of the warehouse will come. Where can be the users location in our case? If we go over here and if we see this one, so the user location, this might be a user location, okay, where all the users will come, okay, and we will go to after this user location where yes, so this is the SL rack self bin. You have a bay door link, okay, you have a bin, you have a bulk location, you have a cluster pick castle location, you have floor location, you have pack location, production location, you have quality management location, receiving location, stage, and the user location. Okay, so these are the locations you have to define in your the format actually. Okay, for each location what is the format. Okay, so the SL will have a, if you if you come over here, the SL rack shelf and bin, the length will be one. Okay, now nowadays I have seen one thing when I went to the medical shop. Okay, so at the medical shop, what they have, this is a particular, I'm telling you, scenario where what I have seen. Okay, so this is the shop. Okay, this is the shop, and this is the entry. Okay, for me. Okay, as an end user, I am over here. What they have done, they have created a counter like this. Okay, there is counter number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over here this is the system where the billing system is there. You give your card, and from there, from here, the person will see these are the racks they have created. Okay, the medicines which starts with A, B, C, D. Okay, similarly it goes to Z. Okay, so these are the things, these are the shelf they have made. Okay, for whatever the medicines that starts with D, they will come over here and they will check that this medicine is there or not. After this also, at the system also, they will check the inventory of that particular item, the particular item which you are asking for. And then over here, who is billing, okay, he will guide the warehouse people that okay, give me this medicine. So he will firstly go and he will check that okay, the medicine starts with E, and E medicine block is over here. Okay, so he will find out in this. Okay, in this way the time will be saved. Similarly, we have to define the location formats. What we will do, we will copy paste the location formats from our USMF entity to our T001 entity. And how we can do it? Firstly, we need to check that okay, we have to check the location formats. Okay, what table actually is running at the backend. Okay, so what we will do, we will go to the USMF entity, and over here we will go to the data management framework workspace DMF. we can create our own also, okay, one by one. If you want, we can create our own SL, okay. But what I am seeing over here is means we should have all these location format should be there, okay. So if anybody is using the Beidou location, so in the Beidou location the length of the segment will be of 10. If anybody is using the bin, the location will be of length 8, okay. And it's a good setup actually, okay. So similarly you can, the floor location will have two, the multiple floors will be there. In the multiple floor there will be SLs, okay. So all these things you will be doing. So I will tell you the location formats, how to copy it. Use the data management framework, copy into data entity, and over here I will click on the new button, copy location format, copy location format, okay, and give the same description as it is, copy paste it, add the entity over here, entity, give the entity name as location, directors is there. That's why I was about to check what is actually the location format. Okay, so location format details is there. So I don't think we will be able to copy paste it, because the entities which can be copy pasted will have something above the export. Okay, so let's try one thing. Copy the legal entity location details. No, location format. No, warehouse warehouse location. So it is actually the layer warehouse location formats, okay. And this consists of two things, okay. One is the format and one is the segment, so we have to copy paste both. So we will take the warehouse location formats, and then we will copy paste this one also, warehouse location format segments also, okay, and add it. The sequence should be same only. Firstly the location format will come and then the segment will come. Where we want to copy, we want to copy it in our T001 entity, okay. So let's type the T001, and over here the T001, select it and click on the add button. Once you add it, copy it, okay. Now to the so one is succeeded, and over here second one is also succeeded. If you go over here, if you refresh it in the T001, both the things will come automatically, okay. So in this way your location format is created. I hope this is clear to you. This is just a format of the locations, okay. Within a warehouse there will be multiple locations will be there, okay. In your house only there are multiple locations. One is kitchen, one is a room, one is drawing room, okay, one is a washroom. So similarly these are the locations where particular activity is done, okay. So this helps you out. If in a home only, one day you will make your kitchen at one location, second day you will change the location of the kitchen, third day you are changing the your resting room, okay. So if this will create a mess, right? So to manage it, what we will do, we will pre-plan the location. So similarly we are pre-planning our locations over here, okay. So what I will do now, I will create the warehouse, where warehouses. So let's go for the warehouse. So we don't have any warehouse, so what we will do, we will create I don't think we have site also, because site is a mandatory thing. So yes, site is also not there. So what we will do, firstly we will need to create a site, and within one site there will be two warehouses, one warehouse with advanced warehousing and one with normal warehousing, both I will tell you. So site will be, let's say site is it is in UK, so the site is London, okay, or let's say S1, and then S1 site for for UK. Then that's all. If you have address, you can add it over here. If you have any warehousing concept, that you can enable allow users on mobile devices to receive at one another. So right now we are not doing it. We will click on the site and then go back. Over here we will select the site, one site with a BW, basic warehouse. Okay, BW1 and control S, and then one more I will create a advanced warehouse. So AW1 advanced warehouse 1. Okay, so advanced warehouse location we will take UK, and over here we will give the site as S1. And as I told you, this can be enabled at once only at the starting. Once it is done, it will not allow. Okay, the physical negative inventory is allowed or not allowed, so we will add it over here. We will come on it later. Okay, now site is done. Okay, this site is done. This advanced warehousing, basic warehouse underscore UK. Okay, now control S, save it. This is saved. Other than this, we have further things also. This is a basic warehousing, so we are working on advanced warehousing concept. Other than this, if you go to the you want to see the hierarchy, so within site 1 there are two warehouses we have prepared. Now you have your address, you have your location, so these are the SL, rack, level, position. Okay, so all these things you can enable. Okay, you have to enable the format over here. You have to type the format. We will come back on it later. Warehouse, what is the default receipt location? All these things we have to fill up before going for the processing of the warehouse. Okay, so I will stop here. I will request you to please at least create your warehouse. Okay, understand the warehouse and try to go through some of the topics as well. Okay, going